and welcome to the Marty and Tavi show. Just we want to just dive right in. We're talking about Black mamas. We're talking about some other things as it relates to education. I'm going to let Marty go ahead and chime in and let you know what that theme is.
What? Hold on, wait. You threw me just all the way off. Thanks. Um,
What's the theme? I gotta get my notes.
Black mamas.
Black mamas. All right,
Yes.
you want to stick to Black
Um,
mamas. All right.
I'm trying to get like. I'm sorry. The plight of the black mama. Hold on. Keep it real. Okay, so for those of you guys who were not aware, um, Tavi and I, along with Angela and Kamina, we've been standing, holding space for the mom who lost her 5 babies. And it's just a come together moment for moms, Black moms specific. We have been so inclusive for so long. We embrace everybody but seemingly us. And this was a moment, it's like the community stopped. And in us pausing, it's like we start throwing darts at the mom. You know what I'm saying? And normally when we see the translucent people, they don't do that. They will get behind that mother. They would have sympathy because she's tired or, she's overworked. Whatever the case might be, they don't throw darts at her in her time of grief or heaviness. They support her. And we see them being straight up in the wrong. And it was in that image that I just felt it was time somebody summon Black moms. Our kids going to these schools, our kids living in the community. We're burying them like it's normal. So who better can change this than the Black mama? You know what I'm saying? Because, they call us weak. They say we're the weaker vessel, whatever the crap that is. But we're the ones that raised them to get of age to turn and tell us that. So we're more powerful together. And it's just important. I'm done.
That was a dang, you just made a very powerful 3.5 minutes of the show. We're just in our 3.5 minute, just bam, just chop, 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 bam, bam, bam. Okay. So let me see. I think I heard you say, you just said a lot. Well, the first thing I thought about writing as it relates to signs when we were standing out there was cast the first stone. And I was like, nah, that's a little too controversial. So people go pull over and, I don't know if I'm gonna be ready for that. But I felt like that's what everything that you just said, that's really what it comes down to. Um, we have and it's by structure and it's by conditioning. We have a community that judges based off of the standards that have been placed on, us in America. So right. I understand that part of it, and so when you said all that, I can imagine having individual conversations with certain people of power. And yeah, I would say then to them, because I don't know if direct conversation needs to happen, more so to say, you know what, I don't care what you did that maybe not been, favorable, but you need to really love right now, and that's what we were doing, was loving. So I'm with you. Cast the first stone. Um, I haven't really seen. I don't know where the negative talk and stuff be happening at, because I guess I don't have those kind of people that I'm, in close with. Mostly everything I've heard about her in my circle has been support. You know, I think Larry Duncan, East St. Louis TV channel, the one that put the videos on the cable channel. He wrote on his page, I guess the day of the funeral, some words, and I can't quote it. I can't remember exactly, but paraphrasing it, just saying, you know what? I normally don't get personal when I'm advocating, but this is personal. Leave it alone. Leave her the hell alone. you know, um, I've been seeing that kind of commentary, so she does definitely got support all over the community. Respond.
Uh-uh.
You started the conversation, so we done. I'm just saying.
Where am I at?
Can you see yourself?
No? Hold on.
We're having
Okay.
technical difficulties. Can you see yourself now?
Yeah, I can see myself now.
Okay.
All
right.
When you I can't explain how the most powerful people feel like they're powerless. When you start looking at all of the systems that prey upon us, but yet and still we uphold it. And Black women, we are the people they look after. You hear me? And I mean to follow what we like, what we do.
We so divided though. They watch and study us because we're so different, which our differences make us so divided, because instead of us not looking at our differences and understanding that we all are one of the same still,
right,
it keeps us divided because we're so different. Black women are unique in itself. And, I got some bad, if you could say, we cuss on here, but I got some bad B friends, and I just be thinking about like, how different and one or the other way. So, I mean, how do you unify all that power? Because it is a lot of power when you think about it. But at the same time, there's not a lot of Black space in the white spaces that power really can be utilized, or the Black spaces, because most of the time, I don't know, we just don't seem to support our own when it comes to leadership. We're like, everybody wants to be a leader, even if they're not qualified. That messes us up, them demagogues. I support, and I think everybody got their own special talent, but everybody got a unique purpose and a role. You can't do it all.
Right.
And I think that messes us up is the quest for status and accolades of some sort to achieve whatever goal that they always make us set, instead of letting us just kind of free fall and figure it out. So there's a lot when it comes to us Black mamas and trying to gather that Black mama power, trying to cross over all those different Black mamas and let them still be the Black mama they are, but just connect. Right. Don't take nothing away from them. We don't need you to fix them. Whatever they need fixing, people ask for it. They just go create all these bullcrap programs and then they can't find no people for it because that ain't the need, but they got all this money for stuff that ain't the need. I'm past that.
Yeah, me too.
I'm real past that. And
okay, so I'm gonna have to step aside.
What you mean?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have to leave.
Leave where? The show?
Oh. No. Girl, I don't know.
What you talking?
I'm sorry, listening audience, but as we're discussing the Black mother, we're discussing the Black mother, right? So I thought I was gonna have to leave to go and get the girls, but I'm not.
What happened? They okay?
Yeah, they're leaving now. So they're
Oh,
like, a couple hours away.
okay, so they're not here.
No.
Okay. Okay.
So to end this whole month of education, what have you learned in standing out there about this community?
The one unique thing, because I didn't walk the community and that's been my area. So what you mean, like
Like
something
with the
unique?
people that stop by and just wanting to offer, just the people that we encountered. What's your position?
I don't know. We've encountered some people that stopped by, and I've kind of walked up on some people too. So it's been
Mm-hmm.
two different approaches. And so the people I walked up on were a little more open with me than the people that stopped, if that makes sense. Um, what I do know is East St. Louis is one thing as a city, but this region is grieved. Like, so I did understand that there was a regional hurting going on, and everybody that came down that street wasn't from East St. Louis, but were
Right.
coming to show their respect, show the love that all you can give at a time like this.
Mm.
And I saw love coming from everywhere.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I take from it. Yeah, it was
But similar to you, people have these negative images of the city and, just talk down about the city. But during this time of standing and holding space for this mom, I mean, you just saw compassion, you saw love. The cause that just wanted to get money, you know what I'm saying? Didn't have to, but knew that they knew why we were standing there. You know what I'm saying? And they just felt compelled to do something. You know what I'm saying? Even those that stopped that quote didn't really mean it, whatever that means, because we don't know who meant it. But they
I don't
stopped.
see. Yeah, I mean, you kind of like they were grieving. I just saw a lot of grief. I felt a lot
Yeah.
of grief. Spiritually, I felt just so much grief. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
so, and then we were there for some just a vent. We saw venting going on. People
Right.
that were there that night when when the fire was in blaze or whatever. Mm, mm. You got me digging in. I didn't expect to even have it. You should have prepared me for this conversation because,
But we're talking about moms. You know,
yeah.
just before this, it was a mom over in St. Louis, lost her baby in the flood. I mean, St. Louis, it seemed like stopped life.
Ask you know what? Angela's watching. Angela, I didn't have your number, and I don't know if Marty forgot or not, but I had asked her to
I did.
invite you on to the show. I don't know if you declined or not, but if you wanted us to send you over the link, you can come in and join us and talk if you like. So just let us know in the comments and we'll send you the link. So, but she says every time something happens in the Black community, we point a finger at the mom. And that's
Yeah.
true. That's the conditioning that I'm talking about when we oh, okay, Marty, I'm just seeing that message too. Okay, got you. She said,
You
no, I'm
what?
enjoying y'all. She don't want to come on. She said she's enjoying us. Okay, she could be the viewer. But I don't know. I looked at the message that you sent just now. I didn't realize. Um so with that being said, there's a conditioning to teach us how to judge based off of America's standards for us to be able to cross over into standard America living.
Mm-hmm.
So when me knowing that and me understanding how to do that, I got like I can see I can kind of like analyze with two kind of heads of the classes because it's really a class line for real. And I don't know. I just know that I still put it, everybody say America this, but it's an Americanized thing that we're doing, and we're going to have to figure out how to uncondition ourselves from that judgment of each other, although none of us will never be the perfect that they say that you're supposed to be.
Right.
Nobody, there's never going to be another Jesus. If that, if you believe in Jesus and I believe in Jesus, there's never going to be another Jesus. So that was the only perfect from the book's human form. So there's the Jesus. We had Jesus, and this is why we are imperfect, but we can be perfect in Jesus, all that. So therefore, nobody should be trying to figure out how to be perfect and instantly judging because, like I said, cast the first stone. And so when we can really live that and mean that, and that's just how I feel, like, I'm like, I know I'm an imperfect person, so I don't mind, being imperfect because I'm still me,
Right.
And when you're comfortable with doing that, then that's okay, but not everybody is comfortable. And they're used to doing things to get along because that's how we've been surviving. That's why there's no genocide of us, because had we not been able to be clever enough or persevere enough to, achieve and figure out how to break these codes that they set for us, then we wouldn't be where we're at as it relates to America. In the spaces, even with the black faces, I appreciate them. So it's a role for all of us. And if we can just get in those roles, which to me is lanes, because we can all drive down those and do it to the best of our ability, and we know we're doing our part, that's all we can do. And pray that the others see and they catch along and say, oh, I'm supposed to pull this level. Oh, and this one needs to be pulled. And I got the power to do it. And just hope, because I'm tired of cycling around the same stuff that I read, that I had to learn, that I had to be tested on, and now I'm living it.
Right.
Exactly. Wait a minute. Y'all told me y'all fixed it. Like, what the heck? And, my elders, the people that I've studied under, I've talked to them the same way, and they, just kind of look like, well, you want to fix it? This is your chance. So I'm like, but guess what? I'm like one of the, the few in numbers that have stayed under y'all old tales. I didn't even listen to y'all because everybody else thought y'all was boring, right?
Right.
So you want me to go tell all them people that wasn't listening to y'all to listen now, probably because they knew that y'all was on some BS and they had already seen what I'm just now seeing. I don't know, what it is, but they knew it wasn't fixed. And that's my issue, is that I know it's not fixed. I understand how you tried to fix it. And I respect like hell how our elders tried to fix it and what they were willing to go through to fix it. That I'm not denouncing, but it didn't work. So we got to try another formula,
Right.
And they're okay with it. And they're like, we made that one, so y'all beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got some that they were like, go ahead. Yeah, Bushy, I like tell about time. Yes. Let's see what Angela said. Angela said, Black women are always in survival mode. I don't know about y'all, but I just want to be able to sit in my femininity and not have to be masculine to survive. That's deep, because that's I think we wear both roles. I will never let nobody tell me Happy Father's Day. I don't want to be in the male role. Some women say, "Oh, I'm a father and a mother." I have never known how to be a father. Will never know how to be a father. I don't want to take that role. I'm just a good mother that can have, use some father skills. I'm not your daddy, and that's my position. But I heard other people, I'm not arguing your position. I respect your position as long as you respect mine. And that's where we need to get to is, guess what? We can have different views about it, but it ain't for me, it ain't for you. You got somebody that is gonna wish you happy Father's Day, and I'm gonna say, "Oh, y'all stop." I'm not that person, but at the same time, don't expect me to do it.
And see, I'm the opposite. I mean, if that's how you feel, you celebrate it, I buy a card. You know, saying because that for that mother, that's how she feel. Now we know she can't, but that's how she feel. She got the whole weight. She carrying it all. So she want to celebrate it all. And I'm good.
She's a great mother. She's a great mother. She can't wear both titles. But again, that's my thing. So I'm not going to try to fake something that I don't believe in. So if I don't believe that mothers are fathers too, I believe that they have to cover those roles as best as they can. But a father is a father. A mother is a mother. And it's certain deposits that they put. Now, can they have the same sex parents? Yes. Those two are needed. Sure. So I'm not going to debate whether or not the parents have to be woman and man. That's not the issue I'm saying. But those two different sets of personalities, helping and structuring that child is very, very important. And not one person can serve that role fully like it needs to be served. When they have both two parents available. That's just the point I'm debating. So kids mimic everything, and we got grandchildren now, and I know your grandson, I'm sure he done picked up something that he done seen his nana do that you probably didn't know.
Wow, shit.
Oh, wow.
And she didn't come on my house then.
You know what? My kids at school had told me that before. I said, "Where y'all get these potty mouths from? You should hear my grandma." like, ooh, wee. Not mama. They be saying they grandma. But again, all respecting, that's how you're able to still live with society and enjoy society without just living in a box of like-minded people. Because in all actuality, when you think about people and spaces that you're probably connected to, that's what's happening as people are aligning with people with like minds and whatever, and that's their living. And guess what? We got to respect that too. And we just have to live free. We just, I'm all about don't censor people, let them have all of the rights, equality. We just got to respect each other, and we got to meet each other where we're at. And we can't expect one or the other to be at this level and that level. And
right.
We got to quit judging. But the structuring of what the standards is keeps us judging. So it's okay to support, and I don't have no great examples, but we'll support whatever is respected. Put it like that.
Right.
But if it's not respected in that standard American box, then we don't want nothing to do with it, because what we're trying to do is denounce everything about us and get into what's accepted beyond us. And so that requires denouncing some things,
mm-hmm.
And it shouldn't be that way. We shouldn't have to lose anything to gain. I won't call it leverage, but I guess it would be a leveraging, because if we're losing while we're leveraging, we're really not leveraging. right? If it's the first the first black face of the so and so forces, right? But then we lose, I don't know, affirmative action, because that helps with getting some. And people debate that and say, "Oh, that's just a way," and it's not fair. But if we get a black face in there and we lose affirmative action, then we didn't gain nothing.
Right.
So that's just one example, and it could be 1,000 others. But I'm tired of seeing, these initiatives where, in order to do one thing, we lose another. If we're doing that, then we're not leveraging in any kind of way. And the ideal is to leverage and to gain, to seal in that inequality. I guess our guests are not joining us unless they're gonna just appear late. I don't know. But we're having a good conversation anyway, because we both can talk on this subject. We're Black mamas, living and seeing everyday life, maybe a little differently because I'm in another city. But I think it's all the same, because I've lived in many cities, and it's pretty much a system. And until we all realize how system and how methodical everything is put together for us to play into, because it's like a if-then statement. If this is there, then this will happen. If this is, if this is not there, then this will happen. And so we are like, that's why other ethnicities can come into our community and study our habits of needs and be able to fulfill those habits of needs and have everything in their little rundown, filthy, infested, and I can continue to go on and on, facilities, because they have studied our needs and know that although we say this community is impoverished, there is a lot of money to be made because there are a lot of needs, and the money is there.
Most definitely.
So, but we all got to roll. I wish I could fix it all, but I can't. I tried like hell. That's why all this gray here. Look at that. All that gray. 43, all that gray. But I ain't trying to fix it. I realize that's God's problem. But what I am trying to do is do my part. And this platform that we have right here, I can't wait till till people start coming through, and we really have some community talks, and some building and some aligning, some bridging is what I'm trying to do. I want to start bridging people. And because there's been so many people that have crossed each other in the community, because there's been so much bull crap in the community as well. Then a lot of people are not trusting each other, and they really should be trusting each other now. And I'm going to do my best to try to help continue to bridge people that should be together and should be working together, because that's going to be the power. And I think when those people that have never given up, that have been still here doing something in some kind of way to keep the visibility of, we still not there yet, especially when it comes to East St. Louis, because everyone, even they're not living in there, still care about it, and want to see it do something, because it's huge. There isn't a lot of chocolate cities in America like East St. Louis, regardless of what. There's a lot of land, there's a lot of opportunity. Everybody keep talking about Black Wall Street, and I'll be like, ding, 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 ding. So how the hell we raise all this money for Black Lives Matter, and none of it came over to East St. Louis? Come on now.
Right.
Chocolate City in the Midwest with all that history. Come on, Miles Davis from East St. Louis. Something ain't right. Serious, something ain't right. But it's going to take Black mamas to go ahead and get it right. Once we come all together, we're everywhere. That's the good thing about it. It's if you put us, if you had a puzzle and you had Black mamas, and you had to identify in that puzzle what the Black mamas were in the community. You know, we're everywhere. So we're on boards. We're more than likely in the civic duties, and we there. We everywhere, and we just not unified. And our unification, I'm gonna throw a word at you that I know you're probably very familiar with.
What?
Unity is collective impact.
Yep.
But if your collective impact ain't nothing but a clique, then you ain't collectively impacting anything. And that's the issue we have with collective impact initiatives. They seem to tend to seek to collect data instead of actually truly building the relationships to actually evoke the collective impact that's needed. And that's, that is what I'm going to try to do as I start to bridge people, is really collectively impacted people that already should know each other. That's you. Sound like your stories or something came on.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It was that the stories?
Huh?
What was that music?
Phone.
Your ringtone?
Yes.
It sounded like, anyway, I actually like it sounded like the stories or something. Like, I don't know.
I think it's Bach or something. It's classical.
Okay. So so what's your next move? I mean, you brought Sabrina up. Is there anything that people need to know? Like what's just continue to stand, people continue to show up?
I have not decided yet how to culminate or eventually reach out, but part of me want to basically reach out to clergy first, because they're too silent to me.
Well, there was a clergy church that Greater Grace or something like that.
Yeah.
That filmed the funeral had suggestive donation with the Regions account. So that's a start. There.
That was one of them. The pastor of Bread of Life, and these are women pastors. So if I can get those women to come and stand like on the last day, and prayerfully Sabrina will come, we'll see. But and that day, just really get around her. We've talked about it, but nobody's really reached out to her, and that's just a lot, and she's young on top of that, so I think this should be our duty, especially as Christians,
So you just saying just what we've been doing on the corner. You just want people to continue to just do, and you just want them to reach out to get around her.
Yes, and then from this point,
saying build a relationship with. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, and from this point, not only just her, really dig deep inside the community, because a lot of the community is waiting on our seniors. But don't step to me with that antiquated stuff. You don't have to come to the 21st century. And first thing is the healing of our women in the community. So
the healing of our women in the community.
Yep.
Well, all the things that plague them, from domestic abuse to the list goes on and on with.
Yes, ma'am.
The need for healing of our women in communities. Women go through a lot.
I know.
A whole lot. And have to keep going. Have to like burn granite. Keep going. And I guess that's that masculinity. I said women go through a lot and they have to bear and grin it. I guess that's that masculinity that Angela was talking about earlier, where you have to pretty much turn into a man to survive. You can't be that fragile being.
You have to. Well, I mean, I think a lot of women, females feel like they have to.
Right.
Yep.
Well, I mean, we kind of train them like that. I mean, more than likely, of a single woman has. Angela said, "Oh yes." More than likely, a single woman raises that other single woman. I mean, because it's a cycle of single woman parenthood, and then you raise them to be strong. You raise them to be strong. And like I said, it wasn't until one teacher told me, at a middle school, say, this is the only time they have time to be kids when they get to school, because when they go home, they're taking care of their younger siblings. And I just got instantly convicted. I'm like, man, I say, I had mine take care of their younger siblings too. I didn't really think of it like that. When you're trying to coordinate and work and get what they want,
Yep.
It is what it is.
That's why I say we have to move differently, think differently, act differently. We just got to be different. Because, I mean, look at the country we reside in, So, but yet and still, even in the heaviness and the pain, we make it happen. Sometimes we don't even know that we made it happen.
Yeah. Well, all I know I've always did was I didn't have an option to go back. I had to keep going forward. Some people know they don't have an option. I knew I didn't have an option to go back.
Right.
I knew whatever I had to deal with, I dealt with it. And I had to do it, or else be looked down on, be shunned. And
now we realize.
I think I was more scared of being shunned than anything.
Well, now it don't matter. It don't even matter. I mean, because it's like it done if you do. Oh,
he dropped it. Oh, wait, Matt is getting ready to come in. Okay.
I'm finna go.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I'm going to get the girl.
Oh, you have to go for real. Okay, you gonna just leave your show? She told me she was 2 hours out. That's fine. She said peace out. All right. Well, she left. It's just me and her. But we was just talking about Black mamas. We was talking about the power of Black mamas and, what they could do if we were able to unify them.
Right. No. I think Black mothers have been the backbone, certainly, of the community, and it's going to always be true. Whether you say matriarchy, patriarchy, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's how you view yourself and how you value yourself. And unfortunately, it seems like some of the ratchet stuff is becoming more popular, but hey, we had to go through the male rappers. I guess we got to just live through grin and bear it with the female rappers.
Okay. Well, that was real deep, but yeah, what he said. But usually me and Marty kind of switch from the topic, and I guess you came in just in time, because she was gonna leave me way earlier than now, honestly, and so she just kind of stayed. So I'm happy she stayed, but we usually just go into more current affairs kind of things, or, just off topic. It's the last 20 minutes of the show. So whatever you want to talk about, if you want to chime in on reparations, we're always talking about how we can better. We focus on women, even though we do understand that we have to strengthen our men as well, and our men need to do the same. But whatever you want to talk about, go. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, I appreciate the opportunity. First of all, hello, and thank you and Marty for putting this together. Reparations is the one thing that I've found in my life that's worth working on. It's worth all these campaigns that I worked on for Obama and your mama and your daddy and whoever, right? Just You know, what was the meaning of all that? Because as you know, a lot of times you get paid for that heavy work, right? So for me, I just feel fortunate I was able to pull something out of it that is meaningful and valuable to me and many people like me in a unifying way, and that is reparations. Meaning, I wake up dreaming about a world where, you know, we don't qualify for welfare, we don't qualify for, you know, the poverty programs. I think that will make things a lot different. Sorry about the lighting earlier. I realized it was a little dark, but yeah, I just think that once we're not subject to those systems, those white supremacy systems, I think we'll have a much better opportunity to do well in this country. For instance, I look at the Federal Reserve numbers, and as of 2019, the average Black person was worth about 24 grand on an annual basis. The average white person was worth like 184 grand, a difference of $160,000 per year. And I don't think that they're that much smarter than any other human. I think that this is a function of white supremacy as a system, from Jim Crow to actual slavery to whatever. Those were systems, right? Where you couldn't read, you couldn't get involved, you couldn't do the things that, you know, they have been doing for hundreds of years by law, right? It wasn't like we couldn't do it because we couldn't do it. No, we couldn't do it because you made it illegal for us to do it, right? And they say it like, oh, they were just inferior. Nah, but you forgot the part where you made it illegal for me to be superior. So what I'm saying is that, hey, our ancestors worked diligently to make sure that we had chances. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here, Tab. Right? They were powerful people to be able to to be able to pass your genes down through generations. Man, that's some powerful stuff. And to do it while you're under duress, right?
Like no genocide happened. That's amazing.
Right. So to even be in that space to talk about it, I think we have to take advantage of that opportunity. We would not be honoring our ancestors if we do not talk about the money that was lost, the sacrifices that were just eliminated, and the money that came from those sacrifices that were taken by governments. We're not talking about individuals. This stuff was done by governments that let individuals do these things. So, you know, the case is easily made. And I think that as we go forward, we have to also understand that it's about healing. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to be able to move forward in this country on race if we're always having these economic issues, right?
Right.
Because at the bottom of it, I don't care what color you are, as long as you're a good person and you feel good about your life, right? And you need money and resources to do that in this country. It is a capitalist society. Without capital, you are a slave. Right? By definition. I'm not saying you got to put chains on somebody to make them a slave.
Well, my biggest thing, what I track, is disparity. I mean, if you keep a certain disparity, like I was just saying to Marty earlier, you know, it's kind of like the if-then clause, like if this, then this, you know. So if you really want to fix it, like everything that needs to be fixed as it relates to the issues with Black Americans is economics. That's how you fix it. Correct. And there is reparations as due. I mean, reparations been paid to other ethnicities. Why not?
Well, the reason why not is because we haven't really come around. We haven't gathered together on it. We haven't organized around it because it's been so taboo. Can you check this out? We've voted Democrats in the office for the last 40 years. And can you believe they have the audacity to tell us what we can talk about and not talk about? That just galls me.
I mean, I heard you, but you know, they don't have the right. I'm just saying, I'm one person. I have a free mind and I think for myself, but I do understand that Democrats do think that they influence the Black community, and that the Black community do heavily follow them because they have a lot of Black faces in place. So
they have a lot of Black faces, and they also have been the the place that we're located right now. We're in the Republican camp. We're in their camp. And what I'm saying is we never had our own politics. You know what I'm saying? Until you had the resources, I don't believe you can have your own politics. You can only participate in their politics. However, we find ourselves in an advantageous position. They need us. They cannot win without us. And we are sitting here blowing it, talking about, well, you know, now ain't the time. Now ain't the time. Now is the time for Biden to get elected. Now is the time for this person to get elected. So why isn't it the time for me to get elected in the way that I need to get elected?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about anything illegal, anything nefarious, anything outrageous. I'm talking about reparations, healing a country by providing the economic support for the people that have been damaged, that have been ravaged by white supremacy.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And there's no denying a single point of fact regarding this case. There is no evidence that anything has been told to be a lie, other than them whitewashing everything and saying that Tulsa didn't happen, other than whitewashing everything and saying that they didn't bomb move in Philadelphia with police helicopters that were loaned to them by the television station because police departments didn't have helicopters back then. So what I'm saying is, all of them participated in it. So when they start talking about, well, I didn't do this and I didn't do that, bro, go ask your grandfather what he did. Bro, go ask your grandmama how she got the house. Bro, go ask your great-grandma how he got the money.
Yeah.
Right? You never ask. You don't want to know because you just want to keep living. But when you ask a tough question, you'll find out that your grandfather was the one throwing the brick to hit the black dude in the head, and somehow he just happened to also get the land that the dude he just killed owned. Just somehow, coincidentally. How did grandma get the 100 acres?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, my father, they'll say in a heartbeat, my dad owns 800 acres. Really?
And not everyone understands the value of owning land and how important it is. It really just, got me just now. Seeing land being grabbed in Savannah, Georgia, and just looking at all the land available in East St. Louis, and I'm just like, I'm not looking at the value of land.
But see, land without money ain't worth jack, Tab. You hear me? That's why reparations is so important. Now we can manage the land that we already own on the north side of St. Louis, in East St. Louis, in the south side of St. Louis, whatever. Now you have the money to invest in your own home.
Mm-hmm.
But before you did not. So of course your neighborhood is gonna look like crap, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have any money to put the roof on. So yeah, there's gonna be leaks on the inside. It's gonna be normal to have plastic bags all over the floor, all over the furniture to stop the water from killing all your stuff because you don't have the money to do anything else.
That's true. That's true. I see so many older people. You're right. I had an older lady. Oh, you just thought about they have these houses. They don't even have the money to fix them up once they're retired and their income is nothing. And
yeah, it's a shell, and they're just staying in it until.
And all she wanted to do was get rid of that house and go move to an older person home. And I was just like, "But you own your house," and she's like, "But I can't fix it."
Right. It's a trap, right?
I guess when I look at it like that, it is.
Yeah. Listen, it sounds good until you can't pay that roofer to put that roof on. Until you can't pay that dude to do the sidewalk and make it straight again. Or put in some brand new driveways. That all costs money. And I don't care how much you love your house, if you do not have the money, that house will look unloved, right?
Right.
So I'm saying that reparations is about healing. It's about community development. It's about community improvement. It's about ending blight in Black communities. All that talk that they want to talk about, this is how they do it. Stop sending.
So this is not because what I identify when I look through all the stuff and all the fluff, non-economic liberalism is what I came up with. They will spend same kind of money and it just goes on to stuff that's non-economic, nothing, because the fix is economic. And so you're basically saying, no, I don't want the non-economic liberalism fixes. I want to fix it with economics.
I want a direct answer. I want a direct deposit. I want direct reparations. I don't want around the corner. This is kind of, sort of, like whatever. I don't want none of it. I don't want no.
It's a guy trying to join us. I don't know if his connection is not good, but he would be great to join in right here because he believes in it too. And I don't know. I don't know if he can talk. Hello, Chris, are you there? Okay, go ahead. I guess he'll let us know when he's ready.
Yeah, no. Listen, I saw him kind of trying to get in, and whenever he's ready, that's fine. But listen, I want make no bones about it. This is the way that we get to healing and peace in this country, period. And if somebody's afraid, then you just got to be afraid. I'm afraid every day. Welcome to the club. I'm afraid that something's going to go wrong and I'm not going to have enough money. Why? Because my ancestors didn't pass me anything. I'm not mad, but I'm saying that's not normal.
Well, you'll hear some people, and a lot of them are from immigrant groups that came in, and they were originally, included in whiteness, I guess. But now, since then, everything's a little relaxed, so they're more identifying their immigrant groups where they wasn't here, looked at the time as European Americans. And, with that being said, I lost my thought. I was going somewhere.
You brought up a good point though.
So yeah. So they're saying that they'll say that they're poor too. That's what I was going to say. That they didn't have anything left to them, and the work and that type of thing. But they did have whiteness working for them.
Yeah, and everybody's poor when they get off the boat. Okay, the question is, what happens 20 years later? That's what I want. That's the question I want. I was poor. Well, now you're not, obviously, because you're saying you were poor. I'm just saying when you unpack their garbage, it's complete garbage. It is evil. And it is competitive. They are using psychological means to stymie any competition, including the competition that may be represented by reparations and by free Black people who compete where they want to, when they want to, not as instructed and not as dictated. So if that bothers them and it's not illegal, they got to get over that. They got to go see a counselor. They got to go get some help on overcoming their own white supremacy. We call them psychologists. We call them counselors. We call them, whatever. And maybe you need to go get some help and talk to somebody that's not living in a bubble, because they have a really bad habit of demanding to live in bubbles at the expense of everyone else. And it is psychotic. So I am not getting treatment. I am getting reparations. They can get treatment.
Okay, that's where I'm at. I said I don't want to be another. I don't want to have another service or plan. I don't want nobody studying me. Just the fix is economics.
And for me, reparations, we run out of time, so I want to get this out there real quick, Tab. For me, reparations is $100,000 from the federal government, $40,000 from the state government, $20,000 from local governments that has significant populations of Black folks that no longer have Black people in those cities. And that's for everybody over the age of 18 who has Black, African American, or Negro on their birth certificate. No other qualifications, no other ramifications, no other BS. Listen, it's real simple. This is how you have stigmatized people, because the whole identification of a person as Black, Negro, or whatever has nothing to do with genetics or even race. It is an arbitrary legal designation. It is nothing about science. Nothing. It is an arbitrary legal designation that has been perpetrated by doctors who would look at a child's complexion and determine them to be Black, white, or other. No science, zero science, Tab, zero. So by virtue of that same arbitrary designation, you are qualified.
Mm-hmm. So whatever is won, and that's why we all need to start trying to participate then.
Listen, we already participating. What we got to do is pivot, and we have to turn around and say, I'm not giving anything until I get what I need. So Mr. Democrat, Mrs. Democrat, if you need to get elected, then you need to support reparations.
Didn't Ice Cube try to do that? Like, didn't Trump propose like what was it, the Platinum Black America plan or something?
Listen, that garbage was the garbage that it is, okay? And Ice Cube learned his lesson. I'm sure he did, because Trump and his boys, his evil cabal, they used him like a wet paper towel, okay? And he didn't understand how he was being used, because he hasn't operated on that level of evil ever in his life. Thugs and gangsters are punks. They ain't doing nothing. And as soon as they get into a room with some real evil people, they get truck rolled over wet, and put to bed every time, because they don't know what they're doing. He used them like a wet paper towel to come and try to get some attention from black folks for Trump, period. And that plan was the garbage of garbage. I don't need you to do nothing for me. Send me a check, and I'll show you checkmate. Don't talk to me about nothing else. That is what I want. That is what I need. And all this other stuff, platinum that you're talking about, give it to your daughter. Give it to your kids. And give me what I need.
Okay, so I got chopped up because I was a part of a Democrat committee, but my thing is, I read everything, and I read that plan. That was a good plan, and a lot of that stuff was doable. And I debated it with a lot of people that had the numbers and played with the numbers, and they couldn't detest a lot of stuff. The only thing that they could revert back to with me was, "You really trust Trump?" I'm like, well, shoes, he wrote the, like.
Wait, Tab, listen, there's a lot of good plans. What I'm telling you is I've been a part of most good plans, and I'm telling you it's garbage. What I'm saying is send Tabby a check.
Give me a check, and I'll do what I want to do. Like I said, if you fix Black America, and just see everybody became millionaires. And I told my kids that this summer. I'm like, y'all all millionaires. Just hold on, okay? We still fighting for you. And they look like me like, huh? I said, think about it. When that fix a lot of stuff you see around, oh man, And so my thing is, a lot of unemployed white people, because all those different organizations that seek to help us, that's been helping us, is they wouldn't have a purpose then.
No, yeah, they would. Listen. I need my lawn done. Stop it. I need my lawn done. I need my windows washed.
You're transition to services. You'll transition to services.
I got them. Don't worry about that. Okay, I got them.
I can't wait. Let people know about let people know about Atlanta and whatever.
Yeah, sure. November 4th, 5th.
Because we only have less than 2 minutes. That's why I'm saying that.
Right. November 4th, 5th, and 6th. We're going to Atlanta. We're taking a van. We're going to go down to the National Reparations Institute conference. We're going to get a handle on what they're talking about as far as their proposal, try to be involved in shaping that proposal, come back with a lot of information, a lot of connections, and try to build up to the Democratic National Convention and doing a rally at the Democratic National Convention. So Atlanta, DC, reparations.
All right. Well, it is the end of our show. Marty left early, had to get her children. And again, we'll be back next week. We'll have some different topics for you. We're going to have some more people on. Hopefully, Mr. Hawkins will come back on and join us. He's welcome anytime. And other people will be joining us. So we're going to kind of beef up things. And hopefully they'll bring some people to look at our show as well. So a lot of great things coming, for our community. Tune in again next Saturday, 7:30. Thank you for watching.
Salute.